waiting for a signal. Say we're ready. So, is Ayobami Kayode here? Are you ready? Are you feeling confident? Are you feeling excited about reading and sharing your work? Have you got it? Okay. 1 second. Okay, so join me, everyone, in welcoming one of the poets whose poems have been shortlisted, and his name is Ayobami Kayode.
First of all, I would like to thank the brains behind this platform, Ake Art and Book Festival. I really appreciate every effort. So the theme of the Climate Change Poetry Prize is where this art. So, and my poem answers it, and it says everywhere art. So the title of the poem of mine that was shortlisted is titled Everywhere Art. So it goes like this. I do not know the music best suited for persuading a sap-drained tree to make her leaves dance, to bring life to a bark. My drummer underwater complains of shards that keep snatching away the breath of his drum. And it's my time to sway my buttock at the rhythm coming from my mother's green larynx. But my drummer has embraced the wilderness. Everything I offer, my love, flashes matchsticks right in my face. Offers me smoke from a charred copper spiraling in the sky. Every human I untie from thirst leaves a shoal of fishes on the shore, supplicating for breath, for uncontaminated water. Who will tell the moon jelly of this ceaseless oil spill? If rain fills the air, in the stead of this flame that strangles my throat, we will all know what a rainbow looks like, what it means to see a light amidst the sombrest weather. The caterpillars that make it through the burnt and blackened land will transition into colorful butterflies. But right now, everywhere else, the chainsaw carrier still smiles to the bank, guzzles liquor and peas into the sea. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And next we have the lovely lady, because we had 2 winners and 3 shortlisted poets, and one of them was a woman, which made me very proud. Please join me in welcoming Habiba Dokubo Asari. Did you write this poem on your phone? Just checking.
First of all, I want to thank the Ake Arts and Books Festival for this opportunity. And the theme, this is where it hurts. It made me immediately think of where I come from and the environmental disasters that we've seen in the Niger Delta. So the poem is called Niger Delta Elegy. My father says, this is the water of my youth, the water where I tried to trap fish in the cage of my fingers, the water where my friends and I capsized each other's canoes. The water where I saw your mother among the stilting mangrove trees. This is the water of your ancestors resting under the muck. This is the water that birthed you, the water left to you. This water has no enemy. It takes and opens its throat for more. It takes the poisonous black gold expunged by the metal stilting from the ocean. It takes the blood of all those that fought to save it. Our ancestors bob up unhinged, jaws crying for justice, silenced by the bodies of their children. This water is a wasteland of his memories. This water is the remnant of an age already dead, the herald of an age to come. When every patch of green has been razed, ashes birthing steel, and the oceans gasp for air, and the sky bleeds, and my children look for a world alive only in my memory. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that lovely rendition. And last but not least, join me in welcoming Olumide Manuel.
Good afternoon, everyone. The title of my poem is Runes of Neglect. The fauna of perennial grief. This body, burning itself in the wake of history. In one corner, someone caught the ocean inside a dragnet, a pool on the Celsius scale. Put the mayo in your mouth and spell fire. In another corner, the skirts of Amazon cast a white flame. A pregnant porcupine sits between the intersection of dews and ashes. A body weary of needling up an unaired protest. Greta Thunberg holds a thunder in her tongue, but nothing breaks the penthouse owner's slumber, ridging into carbon, layer with bonds of nails and charcoal songs. Do you not understand that we wear the same body? That the change eats us alike like clouds? That the runes of your neglect is ruining me also? Tick, this neglect, spitting the data, the oil, hugging the fingers of opacula of a naked city. In Port Harcourt, oxygen is a bond lady. The inhaled air carried a weight of sin into the lungs of boys, left fish-mouthed at the junction, Rumokoro Greaves. Mouth to mouth with she-males, the trachea whistling a black, long dive into this shredded version of night males. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now I'm going to invite the judges to come and tell us a tiny bit about the process and, of course, to then let us know who won the Climate Change Poetry Prize. Please join me in welcoming Tade Ikpadiola and Hawa Saleh.
Good afternoon, everyone. It was a special pleasure to be part of this exercise. This is one of those things that I love to do. I'm happy that I never became a judge in real life because, as my co-judge would attest, I was the most miserly with my points. But it was a process that yielded fantastic surprises because, one, it was a blind test, which means that you had 560 entries, but you did not know who the poets were. You did not know whether, in fact, the poem you're reading is from a man or a woman, a boy or a girl. You did not know whether the person is light-skinned or dark-skinned, whether it's European or African. You had only the poems to go by. And what was interesting, because this is the first time I'm meeting Hawa, and all the judges worked independently, sent in their scores. What was interesting was that the first 5 poems had similar scores. And then we met, still not knowing who wrote what, and then did the final aggregation and scoring before we came up with the short list of 3, of which I'm going to announce the first place winner. Let me say that I was seriously impressed with the sensibilities of the poets, and I was impressed with the generosity of the judges, of my co-judges. If Paul, as you know, is not here, he was one of the judges. It was difficult to arrive at some of the positions we eventually arrived at because of the quality, as you can see, as you can attest to from what you heard. It was difficult to say this one came first, this one came second, and this one came third. All the poems that made the final 9 and then the final 5 and final 3 were very, very good poems. But one poem must win. And it's my job this afternoon to announce the first place winner. This poem, and this is the first time I'm seeing the poet, this poem had one quality that stood it apart from the top 3 poems. It was like a very expansive poem on one page, a mini epic, in short. It had all the elements you wanted in a poem that was supposed to communicate urgency. It practically walked off the page into my consciousness. And when I looked at the way the judges scored, I could see that it had similar effects on the other judges. So it is my pleasure and privilege to announce Ruins of Neglect by Olumide Manuel as the first place winner. Round of applause. Fantastic poem, fantastic poet. And yes, if you like, stop writing poems. Okay. Yeah. You are supposed to stand in the center now. Okay. All right. And you, just you.
My name is Olumide Manuel. I'm a teacher. I'm a secondary school teacher. And I'm also a poet. I write poems. I write fiction, also non-fiction too. I was so happy when I saw my name on it. And when I saw it on the shortlist again, I was like, God. So I
Self-censorship.
About it, let me just say that. So I kind of think that the major issue with climate change is not the fact that it's happening. It's the fact that people know it's happening, but are neglecting the fact that it's happening. And the style, right? I like to tell a story with whatever point that I'm writing. I'll get a new place. Actually, I've been staying with my parents. Like I got a place, I think after NYC, but due to COVID-19 and all those stuff, I had to move back to my family. So I've been trying and praying that maybe a miracle will happen. And this is a sort of miracle. So I'll pay my tithes.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to now make a public plea on behalf of everyone that has won a prize or the other with money attached. Please stop asking us what we are going to do with the money. We are going to spend it.
Of course, you'll remember that Tade Badiola won the $100,000 NLNG prize for poetry. What did you do with the money? So on that note, I really want to thank everybody for joining us. I've learned so many lessons today. We thought it's a free event. We'll just have an open house. We'll make sure everybody's looked after. And, clearly one has to re-strategize. I always think when something's, free and open, I want to go and just have fun. But obviously people like pain. I think that's my feeling. So we'll do things differently. Just so you know, the other two poets will each receive 150,000 naira each. So, because we are ever so proud of you. We loved the poems. We loved, the effort that you all put into submitting, and we're really grateful for that. I want to thank all the people who spoke at the event and at this event, on both the moderator, Dr. Ola Okushoyinka, who did such a stellar job of moderating both panels, and a big thank you also to all our speakers who joined us today. And I can never thank my team enough for supporting me every time that we're doing these sorts of events. I want to thank the media team, who are hidden up there somewhere, but who are somehow controlling everything that's going on down here. And I want to thank you as well for joining us and for sharing this very special moment with us at Aki Arts and Book Festival. So just to remind everyone that the festival itself, this is just a pre-festival event. The festival itself will take place on the 24th to the 26th. That's 24 to 26 November. We're not far from here. It's literally just down the road on the way to Falomo. On the other side of the road, number 40, Alfred Rwani. It's called Strong Tower Event Center. You would have gone past 100 times. You've seen that Entel, that pink Entel sign on the left. It's behind there. Who could have known that such an incredible space actually existed there? So that's where we'll be having the festival. It's a 3-day feast, 3 days of cultural immersion. We've got incredible writers, thinkers, artists, dancers, poets coming from all over the world. As you probably know, the headliner for this year's event is Veronique Tajo, the Ivorian author, But because we didn't get to see him last year, because we had a virtual event, we have invited, and he will be attending. So we're going to get to see Abdulrazak Gurna, the winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature. Apart from that, there's so much to see. Obviously, you've got some of the kind of festival furniture now. Like, you've got people like Nedi Okorafor are going to be there. There's just a whole host of writers who are going to be joining us. And also, just so you know, on the 22nd and the 23rd, Ake Festival will be hosting the second conference of the Global Association of Literary Festivals. So we have festival directors from all over the world who are going to be joining us. They're coming to Nigeria for the conference, but we asked if they wanted to stay for the festival. And I think about 80% of them said yes. So they're also going to be here, and I'm very keen for them to see us put our best foot forward. So thank you very much again. It was great to see you. The food, I hope it has arrived, because this ceremony went a lot quicker than I thought it would. So please hang around so we can have some lunch. We ordered something really nice for all the attendees. Thank you very much again.